Joining us now is attorney Dan Gillian. He's representing the family of the victims. Dan, this story generating national headlines, as we know, 2 lives lost. It's really a bizarre incident. It's being called suspicious at this point in nature by police. What can you tell us what you've learned about this?
Well, suspicious was the word that I heard Todd Gloria use. I also heard or read Todd Gloria make some comment that implied that Raquel, the mother, had intentionally hurt her own kid, and also Todd Gloria was worried about the other people who were traumatized by seeing it. But you know what? The police don't know what happened. Certainly Todd Gloria doesn't know what happened, and we don't know what happened because what we're being told is there were no video cameras there, which is kind of questionable. But so we don't know a whole lot. So you might be asking, like, well, why is there a lawyer involved, right? And as you might imagine, I think anyone could, imagine when something like this happens, the family, they get notified, and if they're, for example, on the East Coast, like the family is here, they come out here. They're en route, and their focus is really 1 or 2 things, and that's to get some funerals put together, and here they wanted to have a funeral for both Raquel and the baby boy Denzel.
Let's talk about what you know about Raquel and that little child. What do you know about them?
Well, I mean, talk about this family, which I met yesterday. They're like flying in. The father still isn't here yet, the father of Raquel. Man, what a great family. It's just one of those, you walk in, you never know what you're going to get when you're an attorney, like, plaintiff's attorney, but go in there and they're just sophisticated, educated, very somber, not like out of mind crying, but had some legitimate questions that they are articulating. And, I mean, for example, Raquel herself, if you read what Todd Gloria says, you kind of come to the conclusion that she's a mentally ill, crazy woman, right?
Dan, let's take a look at that, because we actually have the graphic of what Todd Gloria said, and this is what he said to Fox 5. He said, "We have a mental health crisis that we don't talk nearly enough about, and COVID has exacerbated that greatly. There is no need to harm a child to traumatize others in our community. There's help that's out there if you need it." Now, I understand you've actually asked him for a retraction, so go ahead and address that if you will.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at that, and you look at the comments above, because the comments above, he says, all these people that witnessed it were traumatized, is what he said. So when he says traumatize others, he's talking about Raquel traumatizing others, right? So, and he's saying she harmed her child. That's what she's saying. He doesn't know any of that. He's talked to somebody, probably a police detective on the scene, and they're thinking, my understanding is, from what I've heard, is that they kind of initially pinpointed this as a murder-suicide, and that's the path that they seem to be going down. Why? Because the homicide department, they investigate deaths, but they weren't really looking for murderers. They want to build criminal cases. And there's no criminal case here. They're not looking for a murder. So Todd Gloria doesn't know what he's talking about there. And it was very insensitive for him to make that comment about someone that he doesn't know at all. And then for the family to come in to San Diego here to deal with all this stuff, and then realize that the mayor of San Diego is defaming their loved one. And by the way, the police are just about to release the names. What does that mean? As soon as the police release the names, media onslaught again. And the narrative has already been set by Todd Gloria.
Well, have you heard back from Todd Gloria since you asked for a retraction in email? No response?
No. I sent him an email last night. He did not respond at all. And all I said was, you hurt them. You hurt them with what you said, and you should apologize. No response whatsoever to us. I followed up with an email today saying, normally when people hear that they've hurt somebody, they can at least say, I'm sorry for saying things that hurt you. I'm not asking you to admit you did anything wrong, but it's kind of galling to find out that you would express some sort of apology when asked by the Union Tribune for a comment. Because you know what? The first thing he says there is what you hear from politicians. Oh, Todd Gloria, I'm very concerned about mental health. That's my concern. And oh, by the way, as to these two people, that woman really shouldn't have hurt her kid. And that doesn't, it rubbed my family the wrong way in a big way. And they're a sophisticated family.
All right, Dan Gillian, again,
yeah, I mean, if sorry I could go. I mean, this Raquel, you know, she graduated from a very good university in Florida with a psychology degree, and she used that psychology degree to help other people by going into the education community and working as an administrator, trying to help people who have come out of high school that really don't have the credentials themselves to get into colleges. And that's what she's doing with that. I mean, the mom, she's dedicated her career to the medical industry, helping others through the medical industry. It's just, these are not people that are going to be falling for this sort of thing.
And let me ask you about her personally real quickly now. Is it true that she was either engaged on the day of her death, early in the morning, or prior to it, to the father of the child?
Well, I'm engaged, but if you ask a lot of people, they would probably say, I don't think it's official. I think it's really what happened to her. She's engaged from the standpoint that I think she might have checked a box on Facebook that said that. But I think she is engaged. I mean, she's been with the father for 6 years. They were together, living together for 4 years, and then they decided to have a baby.
Was he present when this happened?
He was present, my understanding. I haven't talked to him because I don't represent him. I haven't talked to him because I don't want in any way, shape, or form for the police to come back and say that Gillian told him not to speak to us, because that's what his question was. Should I talk to them? And I said we shouldn't get into that.
And very quickly here, what legally are you seeking? Is there a lawsuit pending on the works here from your firm? What's going on? Can you tell us?
Well, it doesn't take a rocket surgeon to see that this shouldn't have happened.
Sure.
When you're taking money from people and making big bucks, they shouldn't fall off 6 stories from their death from a bench that's right next to a fence. There's all sorts of ways to protect against that. So, but more importantly, because of the urgency that was created by these really reckless comments by the mayor, and then probably what's happening is a very, very quick, they want to reach a conclusion and shut this case down. The only way that I can start issuing subpoenas and doing the investigation that the police should be doing is the only way I can do that is by filing a lawsuit, getting a Superior Court case number, and once I have that, then as an attorney, I have subpoena power and I can make people answer questions. So that, yes, obviously we're going to be commencing a lawsuit for wrongful death. I believe this is clearly wrongful. But the urgency of all that is really from the fact that the police weren't investigating the way they should have. And I've got plenty of examples, but it doesn't sound like you have enough time right now to go into those details, and I appreciate that.
All right, Dan, we appreciate you joining us tonight, and we'll see what happens here going forward.
Okay, no problem.